chose to do a year with FEM because I always knew I wanted to do a year's service after college, but I just wasn't sure where I wanted to do it. And then a campus minister at my college, Jay Verzosa, who was a former FEM, invited me to go on a trip to the Inn, and I went and I fell in love with it, and I decided after 8 years of Jesuit education I was going to jump on board with the Friars and try to serve with the Franciscan spirit rather than Jesuit spirit, and found myself with the option of either doing CYFM, FEM, or like applying to another soup kitchen in Washington DC, but I turned down those two, and I turned down 3 job offers to come be an FEM, so no regrets. I feel most connected to Francis House of all the ministries. I feel like that's my favorite one so far anyway, and I've really been able to connect with everybody there, and it doesn't even feel like a ministry. It's mostly ministry by presence, but it's the most fulfilling I've come to see so far, and it was the one I was most hesitant about when I was going into this year, but it's become my main ministry. The hardest part of this year has been adapting to community living. Living with girls is weird, and also just these are people that you didn't choose. These are people that you just kind of placed with, and starting to feel out territories, whose toes are you stepping on, differences, how to, bond over the things that you do have in common rather than things that you're different about. So it's been a learning experience, but I mean, it's also fulfilling at the same time, but it's tough at first. I'd say other people should consider a year with FEM because at this age, you're what, 21, 22, you're straight out of college. Nobody really knows what they want to do with their life just as yet. You still have a lot to learn about yourself, a lot to learn about the world. And this just offers you a time to just focus on others as well as focusing on yourself, learning to grow. You find out what you're good at and what you're weak at, where you need to improve, where you're solid in, And I've only been here 2 months, and I feel like I've grown a lot, and I mean, you have some crazy experiences here, a lot of eye-openers, a lot of revelations, and I mean, it's a good chance for you to take a step back from everything you knew to look at what really is there. As I said before, going into this year, I was pretty hesitant about Francis House, and so were my family. They didn't want me to work with people with HIV and AIDS, and they're immigrants, so they don't really know these things. I think you get, AIDS from handshakes and hugs, and they almost didn't want to let me do this year. And then I told them that I'd avoid Francis House, but just because they said that, I just directly went for that, and I made that my main ministry, and I just started clicking with those people so much. Just celebrated my 3-year sobriety with them, and it's been amazing, just you think you don't have anything in common with them, they're infected, I'm not, but just at the end of the day, it's just we're all the same people, so it's they become the friends that I miss at home, Now when I go home, I miss Francis House. So it's pretty epic. They become family already, and they know me better than my own family does at this point, so I mean, it doesn't really seem like ministry, but just smoking 10 cigarettes a day with people on the back porch, it's just that's ministry. You didn't think that was ministry, but that's ministry. So definitely Francis House.